Nation Network! What's going on? Hey, it's CVV, Chris Van Vliet, and you guys are crushing it. I want to send you a big congratulations on the 2,000 subscribers. And I love that everybody's kind of jumping on board here and realizing how great the content that you're putting out is. So for the community, a big thank you for being part of the Nation Network. And you guys are just getting started. Woo! Keep it going.
Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome once again. This is the Nation Network, and this is Raw. Here live as part of WrestleVerse. Ladies and gentlemen, what a night we've got to look forward to. And Jess, what do you think about this lineup?
Well, I'll tell you something right now. The NWO might be taking over in WCW, but right here we have our own N, and the N here is Nexus. And tonight we start to see them actually get in the ring, going one-on-one and then some with some of our in-ring talent tonight. We're going to see Carmelo Anthony in singles competition, and I'm looking forward to that very much.
Indeed, he'll be going one-on-one with Otis, and that ought to be a hell of a challenge right there. We're going to be seeing Bayley in action as she takes on Shotzi later tonight, the leader of Damage Control.
Yeah, well, she's got a lot on her plate right now because Payback is right around the corner. And as we all know, Bayley and her friends from Damage Control are going to have their hands full at Payback. We know they're going up against Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and it appears to be Becky Lynch. And that's going to be a threesome that is going to be very difficult for them to handle.
Indeed, no love lost between any of those ladies. Going to be one hell of a night for them. We're also going to be seeing Finn Balor in action and hearing from Finn Balor later tonight about his actions a week ago. He cost Damian Priest the World Championship, cashing in Money in the Bank, and then Finn got him disqualified.
Well, technically Finn got him the win, but it was a disqualification victory. Therefore, it cost him the title match, and everybody's wondering why he did it. Maybe tonight we'll get an answer. I'd love to know.
Well, he's going to have a hell of a challenge tonight as well. Finn Balor going one-on-one with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we talked about the Nexus. We're going to be seeing them later on tonight in our main event, going up against the reigning tag team champions in a non-title match. That's right, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, going up against two members of the Nexus, Ilya Dragunov and JD McDonough.
Yeah, that's another one of those matches that has a lot on the line. I'm looking forward to it, and I believe, without any question or doubt, that we're going to find out exactly what the tag team champions are made of, because they are going to be pushed to their limits.
Speaking of push to the limits, nothing will push you to the limits like a battle royal, and that is what we are going to kick the night off with. In this battle royal, everyone involved is going to, one way or another, have a bone to pick with each other. at Payback. Let's send you to the ring and kick off the action here as part of Raw. All right, fans, as we mentioned, Battle Royal to kick us off here tonight on Monday Night Raw. I want to thank everybody for joining us here live on the Nation Network. The World Heavyweight Champion himself, Seth freaking Rollins, making his way down towards the ring.
Well, we know Seth Rollins is going to be a busy man at Payback, but right now he's got 7 other dudes in that ring that are all looking for him.
Making his way to the ring from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins.
Well, indeed, the World Champion has a date with Destiny with one Shinsuke Nakamura. And that title will be on the line. That said, Shinsuke is going to be another one of the members of this Battle Royal. You've got to wonder if these two aren't going to find each other before it's all said and done.
Well, this is also a great opportunity for Shinsuke Nakamura to take advantage of a situation. He doesn't need to win this Battle Royal. It won't change anything in his world, but if he can do some damage to Seth Rollins, hey.
30 pounds, Bronson Reed.
And here comes Bronson Reed. He's the lone standout in this particular Battle Royal that doesn't necessarily have a vendetta against anybody else here. But that said, he's never met a battle he doesn't want to fight.
He's a big, tough guy, very reminiscent of one Bam Bam Bigelow. He's a big man that can move. Pays tribute to Bam Bam Bigelow in part with the attire he wears to the ring.
Indeed, there's been a lot of similarities. Not a bad role model to have. We see this man come off that top rope with what he calls a tidal wave. I'm not sure that'll help him a whole lot in a Battle Royal, however.
No, it's not the type of maneuver that will do much in a Battle Royal because you've got to get your man up and over the top rope to the floor.
Listen to this crowd coming to their feet.
Weighing in at 230 pounds, LA Knight.
Indeed, LA Knight, one of the fastest rising stars here in the world of professional wrestling. And this crowd really popping for him the minute he comes through that curtain.
Well, LA Knight has proven that he is definitely worthy of everything he's had thus far. Recently running into a series of conflicts with one Miz. And he and Miz are going to have their opportunity to settle their differences at Payback.
Indeed, one of the matches that I am very much looking forward to see what these two guys can do when they finally... And speak of the devil... Once again, shout out to everybody joining us here live tonight on the Nation Network for Raw. We have DHW in the house along with Dwight Race. Welcome aboard.
And from Hollywood, California, weighing in at 221 pounds, The Miz.
Well, you see Miz heading to the ring, and he's got that little ID card around his neck. That was the one that he created just to kind of mock Logan Paul, wearing that ridiculous Pokemon card around his neck during WrestleMania a couple of years ago.
Well, indeed, there's not too many people out there that The Miz has not gotten on the bad side of throughout his career. And a decorated career it is. In a one-on-one match, how do you like his odds, though, going up against LA Knight?
Well, he's got the opportunity to beat anybody on any given night. You're looking at a former world champion and a man who beat John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania.
Speaking of the man who's in line for a world title match, Shinsuke Nakamura recently turning his back, unceremoniously I might add, against Seth Rollins.
Weighing in at 220 pounds, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, I'll say this right now, Shinsuke Nakamura, he did what he needed to do. He wanted the championship, and he went straight after the champion. Sometimes that's just the way you get things done. It's called business.
Yeah, but they had fought as a tag team moments earlier. I mean, why couldn't they have just...
And representing the Judgment Day from New York, weighing in at 249 pounds, Damian Priest.
And Damian Priest walking the aisle right now, ladies and gentlemen. The man who just had his Money in the Bank opportunity taken from him a week ago.
Well, he don't look too happy to me right now, and I can't blame him one bit, but you know what? We're going to find out something here tonight, I am sure, because I know one thing for sure, and that is Finn Balor. I don't think he did that by accident, not by any stretch of the imagination. It seemed to me like that was all thought out and planned out well in advance.
I would wholeheartedly agree with that logic. There seems to have been some dissension in the ranks between these men for several weeks now, but I don't think anybody could have predicted what happened last week. All right, bell sounds and action is underway, and here we go with this six-man over-the-top rope battle royal. Damian Priest right now going to work. Big boot to the head, and The Miz has been eliminated. That took no time at all. Back and forth already. And now perched up across the top rope. Look at this, Shinsuke Nakamura is in trouble.
LA Knight now tied up. Look at that with Damian Priest. Nicely done there.
Indeed, LA Knight picking them apart one after another. And a neck breaker to Damian Priest. Meantime, Shinsuke Nakamura caught him. Seth freaking Rollins. And Shinsuke tying up now prior to payback, at least for the moment.
What a chop right there. Did you see that? The champion just had his chest caved in right there.
Bronson Reed gets nailed with that backstabber. And now there's a springboard nicely done by Damian. Caught Shinsuke in the back of the head, and down he goes. Thus far, only one elimination, but a lot of these people already feeling the impact that can only be brought about in a battle royal, as now there's a series of rights and a big boot to follow it up on Seth Rollins. LA Knight got caught with a big back elbow, and now Damian Priest. Well, a sidewalk slam nicely done.
Well, we have an odd man scenario right now with one elimination, and that gives one person a chance just to sit back and kind of regroup a little bit. At any given point, hard to say who it could be.
Shinsuke Nakamura on the receiving end right there. As Bronson Reed using that size and strength to his advantage, and at least he was for the moment, but now it's Nakamura. And look out, LA Knight down with a neck breaker.
Well, we've got bodies going everywhere. Now the question is, who's going to finish this off? Who's going to put their opponent away?
Collar and elbow tie up now between Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura. And again, nice move by Nakamura. Turns his attention to LA Knight. LA gets out of that one. Nicely done. Went to the eyes, it looks like. Blunt force trauma, the BFT.
Yeah, but then he turned right around and got clotheslined into tomorrow.
Seth Rollins with a submission hold on Bronson Reed, but that will not do you any good in an over-the-top battle royal.
No, it may not get him the win, but it'll definitely do some damage. Could weaken him and soften him up.
Seth Rollins hanging on. He might be eliminated right here. There he goes over the top rope.
But he held on to the bottom. He's not out yet. Can he get back in? And that's the million-dollar question, but he does.
The world champion surviving, at least from a moment. Russian leg sweep, nicely done. Now goes right back after Shinsuke Nakamura. And there it is. He's got that crossface locked in there. If he can do that at Payback, he will retain the championship.
Well, he'll definitely be in a hell of a position to do it. But look at Shinsuke coming back with all these kicks.
LA Knight now. Oh, boy, we've got two corners right now. LA Knight eliminates the world champion. Damian Priest takes out Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, we've got the two biggest dudes that came in still in there, and with a battle royal, that's generally what you would expect.
Indeed, we remember, of course, Andre the Giant, the king of the battle royal, and it was no coincidence.
Standing well over 7 foot tall, 500 pounds, very difficult to move that man anywhere. Trust me, I know.
Russian leg sweep, nicely done by LA Knight. And this crowd solidly behind him. Russian leg sweep again, and down goes Bronson Reed on the back of his head. Now turning his attention to Damian Priest. Clothesline! He's eliminated Damian Priest!
Well, there's only one man left to eliminate now. The question is, can he get the big man up and over?
LA Knight, clothesline, and he's done it!
Well, this doesn't bode well if your name is The Miz.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, a massive victory right there for LA Knight. As we take a look back,
Here is your winner,
LA Knight, yeah. Big win for LA Knight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with plenty more. Hold on just a moment. Something going on in the back. Can we get a camera back there? That's Liv Morgan.
Got a solution. Stay in tonight and lock your doors. Boss, that her? We find her?
No, just more trash on the side of the road. Looks like Calypso's got himself another driver for this year's contest. She was the one. She was the only one. There have been so many people I've killed over the years. But her, she was the only one who ever escaped. She was the one that got away. I just have to win Calypso's stupid little contest, and any prize I ask for will be mine. When I win, he's going to send me where she's been hiding all these years. And this time, I'm going to finish what I started. This time, I'm going to make her bleed.
All right, fans, we are back and trying to get an update in the back on the medical condition of Liv Morgan.
Well, I don't know. We haven't been able to find out exactly what happened to her, but we saw that stop sign right there.
Representing the Alpha Academy from Superior, Wisconsin, weighing in at 330 pounds, Otis!
Otis, accompanied by Chad Gable, down towards the ring. Alpha Academy. You have to wonder how that might affect the six-woman tag team match at Payback.
Well, it would definitely leave them one woman short now, wouldn't it?
And that might be the overall plan of this. I mean, we can't necessarily point fingers in any particular direction because we don't know who the perpetrator was, but you have to admit it looks awfully suspicious. Well, we have seen the Nexus.
And his opponent, representing the Nexus from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 210 pounds, Carmelo Hayes.
We have seen the Nexus over the past several weeks just taking out each and every member of the roster they've gone up against. Tonight, one of them gets a little taste of revenge, hopefully, in Sami Zayn, his first appearance in the last 3 weeks since being taken out at the hands of the Nexus.
Well, they're proving the old adage that there is strength in numbers, and boy, oh boy, has that never been more true because the Nexus are running deep right now. With their leader, Wade Barrett, at the helm, a man who knows a little something about being leader of the Nexus. He's been there before. There are those, and I might count myself amongst them, that believe this iteration of the Nexus is probably even better than the first.
Wade Barrett says he has learned from the past and will not be making those mistakes again. Bell sounds in action underway, and look at this, Otis using that size advantage. Clothesline, and there goes Carmelo Hayes to the floor.
Well, he went around the side there for a moment. Now the referee tied up with Otis for some reason. He didn't do nothing.
Laying those heavy shots. And Carmelo Hayes on the receiving end of a headbutt. Chad Gable cheering on his tag team partner from ringside. Oh, my word. And now look at this. He is mocking Wade Barrett and Joe Gacy at ringside, but that turns against him.
Yeah, indeed, you can't take your eyes off the prize, especially when you're outnumbered this way. It's 3 against 2 if you want to look at it from an overall number standpoint. But if we're talking about an IQ standpoint, then I would say Carmelo probably has a much bigger lead.
Over the top rope with a sunset flip, and he just wipes out Otis. The Nexus really starting to make it clear that they are here for a purpose. This is getting a... Oh, give me a break.
Well, now the action's spilling out into our lap pretty close anyway. They're right here ringside at the table. Gotta be careful because you never know what could happen in a match like this. No love lost between any of these dudes, especially the two in the ring.
Oh, Carmelo Hayes starting to feel pretty good about things. Nice roll through, and well, just a moment. Otis trying to put some offense together. Got caught with a big clothesline as he slingshots or springboards off the middle rope.
Carmelo Hayes is going to outmaneuver this man 100 ways to Sunday. No two ways about it. When it comes to speed and agility, there just isn't any competition. The only advantage Otis has, and it's a pretty good one, and that is his size advantage.
And that's not enough because Carmelo Hayes makes short work of him here in this one. A definitive victory by Carmelo Hayes, and the Nexus continue their winning ways.
Here is your winner, Carmelo Hayes.
Well, Wade Barrett proving once again he is the man in charge, that he's got a goal, he's got a plan, and he has a vision, and the Nexus are going to execute that vision to perfection.
You want to tell me what that was all about last week? What the hell were you thinking?
All right, now, you're going to take his side right away, aren't you? That's just the way it is around here. Everything's fine if it's Damien, if it's Dom, or if it's you, but when it's Finn's turn, what happens?
Listen, I've had about enough of both of you. This is Judgment Day. Now, either the two of you get on the same page, or something around here is going to change. Or perhaps someone...
Look, I'm not going to get into this back and forth with you. I'm not going to get into it with him anymore either. I am worthy of a championship, and I've been screwed out of it in the past. Well, now it's his turn to feel what it's like. When it was my opportunity at the World Championship, where was everybody then? Where was the outrage then? But now all of a sudden, Damien doesn't get to cash in Money in the Bank, and I'm the bad guy? I don't think so. Now we've leveled the playing field. That's all I wanted.
Right now I feel like I'm carrying the weight of the Judgment Day on my shoulders, while you two idiots keep on fighting each other.
Listen, at Payback, we'll see exactly how good a team we are.
We're either in this together, or we're not. You're supposed to be one of the leaders of this faction. Act like it.
I'm promising that I'll show up, and I'm promising that I'll bring my A game. But I can't be carrying everybody all the time. And I won't be responsible for what happens if things go wrong.
All I'm going to say is this. We're going to know which side each of you is on. And then I'll make my decision where I'm going to be.
Well, I'm not sure we've got more questions than answers or answers than questions at this point. But it appears that there is a breakdown in the Judgment Day.
Making her way to the ring from Oakland, California, Shotzi.
As Shotzi starts to make her way to the ring in that tank.
Yeah, I've never quite figured out what's the logic of the tank. Does she think she's going to war or something like that? I mean, I suppose she might be getting ready to go to battle.
Well, indeed, she has had her own problems when it has come to damage control. We are still trying to get an update on the medical condition of Liv Morgan. We saw her down in the back area. We understand that she's receiving medical treatment. Hope to have some word on that condition in general and make sure she'll be available for Payback in that 6-woman tag team match we talked about earlier.
Well, if you're Raquel Gonzalez, that's your tag team partner right there, and you have to start asking yourself, what do I have to do? I mean, we're going to be short-handed if she can't wrestle.
And representing Damage Control from San Jose, California, Bayley.
In the meantime, here comes Bayley along with the other members of Damage Control in Dakota Kai and Io Sky, former women's tag team champions until a few weeks back.
Well, yeah, they're definitely not exactly at their peak right now. They've taken a couple of big bumps and bruises along the way. They went from having 2/3 of them with championship gold to 0/3 having championship gold, but Bayley promises that that's only a temporary situation and it won't be lasting very long. I happen to believe her.
Well, we know for a fact that she is capable of making that a reality, as is Damage Control as a team. Once again, no love lost when it comes to Damage Control, and Shotzi here comes right in, and Bayley wasting no time at all, going to work on Shotzi, beating her down into the middle of the ring. Oh, and she is letting her have it.
Well, you know what? As the leader of a faction like Damage Control, it's your obligation to get out there and show them firsthand that you're not just someone who's here to sing it, you can bring it. And Bayley has to prove that, and here's a great opportunity, and she's doing it.
And now Shotzi is in the wrong part of town as she got caught by Bayley. It's a 3-on-1 disadvantage, and she better watch herself as she finds herself surrounded by all 3 members of Damage Control. And down she goes, Bayley back in the ring. Io Sky getting awfully close. Now the referee trying to back her up. And Shotzi taking advantage of that distraction.
Yeah, well, it's a hell of a distraction. What's the referee doing? Bayley wasn't in any threatening situation whatsoever, but instead she puts her in a compromised position by getting involved where she shouldn't.
Well, the referee just trying to take control of things and get it back inside the squared circle. I can understand why she would have done that, but from Bayley's standpoint, indeed, a distraction it was, and Shotzi able to take advantage, at least in the moment. Oh, look at this! Bayley to Billy!
Too close to the ropes, otherwise this one might have been over with.
Bayley in control right now. Nice Japanese arm drag. And now Shotzi trying to come up with some offense of her own. Bayley able to block it. Comes up with a big clothesline. Oh, and look at this. Shotzi's got her rolled up in a small package. This could be it. She got her. No, just barely got out of that one. And now Bayley got her. Rolls through. Hooks the leg. Will she be able to pull this one off? There's 2. She got her.
Wow, just like that, Bayley proving why she is the number 1 when it comes to Damage Control. She might not be getting in the ring a whole lot in these one-on-one matches anymore, but she gets in there with a top contender and proves her value once again.
What a tremendous victory, ladies and gentlemen. Here, WrestleVerse. This is Raw. making the WWE great again. Stay with us, plenty more action still to come.
It's time to grab your popcorn and your soda. Get your favorite candy. And get ready because we are going to the movies. We're going to be watching and reviewing some of the most iconic movies featuring superstars of the world of professional wrestling. Will it be thumbs up or thumbs down? We'll give you our thoughts, you give us yours. Come check us out as we review some of the greatest titles in its genre. Make sure you check out the Nation Network as we take you to the movies.
Well, listen, Ding Dong. It looks to me like you don't have a six-person tag team anymore. But that's okay. We'll still take you on at Payback 3 against 2. It's okay, Raquel. There's going to be no shame against you for walking away. After all, we are damage control, right?
Well, once again, we hear from Bayley. Mighty nice of her to offer a 3-on-2 handicap match.
Well, it's better than a forfeit or quitting.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Judgment Day. From Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 190 pounds, Finn Balor.
Well, after what we heard earlier tonight, tensions on the rise when it comes to members of the Judgment Day. Can they get on the same page here tonight? We'll find out. The Raw Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley, along with ex-Con Don, accompanying Finn Balor. Noticeable by his absence, however, is Damian Priest.
Well, you know what? I don't blame Damian Priest. There's been a lot of bad blood between him and Finn Balor over recent weeks. And if I'm him, I don't want to be in any way blamed for a loss tonight if there should be one. If Finn Balor loses this match, I don't want him hanging it on me. So guess what? I'm going to sit back.
Want to send a shout out to James Weston joining us here live on the Nation Network. And here comes his opponent, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Well, Cody Rhodes has done a tremendous job of making a comeback following a very severe injury a year ago.
Indeed, it's like unlike anything you've seen in the past, tearing that pec off and then still going through a Hell in a Cell match with Seth Rollins and coming away with the victory.
And his opponent, representing the family, from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
The son of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Hall of Famer indeed.
Well, he definitely has his dad's charisma. He's managed to get these fans on his side. I've never been a big fan of needing fans, but to each his own. However, tonight it seems to me he's out there a little bit on the light side because it's just him. Meantime, there's 3 members of Judgment Day standing opposed, and that's not good numbers. You know, I might not be a bookie, but I can tell you when the odds are not in your favor, and if you're Cody Rhodes, the odds are definitely not in your favor here tonight.
Bell sounds, action's underway as they tie up in the middle of the ring, and look at this. Finn Balor just dropping Cody down. And follows up with an elbow drop, nicely done. And watching on from ringside, Rhea Ripley, who just a little while ago had some pretty strong words with Finn Balor. And of course, Dom Mysterio there ringside as well. Look at this. Balor came charging in, nobody home. And now Cody Rhodes finding his way back in.
Well, Cody Rhodes, again, he's been around the wrestling business his whole life, even since he was a child, surrounded by it. He's seen some of the dirtiest in the game in action, and he's learned from them. He understands when to watch out for a sucker punch.
Nice block right there by Balor, a good point. There are those that learn wrestling, and then there are those that are born into it, have it in their DNA, and clearly Cody Rhodes is one of those. And now Cody steps up, hits the ropes, back out front. Oh, drop kick to the knee, nicely done by Balor.
Oh, and he got a payback right there, got his receipt, didn't have to wait for it.
Cody getting out of there as this crowd definitely not in favor of Balor in this one, not even close. Nice knee planted right in the lower midsection.
You're very close to that belt line. You know what? Referee might want to get a closer look and make sure that they're not pulling any punches, so to speak.
Balor now, what's he got in mind here? Going coast to coast. Here's that drop kick. Oh, and Cody got rocked. He's in a lot of trouble now. There's one. There's two. He almost got him. Big headbutt by Cody Rhodes, and now the American Nightmare. Slingshot. Oh, what is he doing? Oh, my goodness.
Wow, Cody really throwing caution to the wind with that one right there. From the top rope springboard, I've never seen. Oh, look out, here comes Rhea Ripley from behind.
Oh, look at this. Rhea putting her hands on Cody Rhodes, and the referee allowing it to happen. Going up and now he's got Cody. Sit-out powerbomb.
Well, you can't blame Cody for trying to make sure that Rhea wasn't going to be an outside interference, but that's the thing I mentioned earlier on. 3-on-1 advantage.
Going for the cover. There's two, and again the shoulder coming off the canvas. Nice drop down, and Cody has him stunned. Bulldog takes him down. Up in the air and driving Cody down into the canvas. Dom seems to be pretty happy with things. Up for the suplex. Oh, brainbuster dropped him on the top of his head.
And right now, things not going very well for the American Nightmare.
Call him with a coup de grace. Shoulder comes up again. He can't keep him down.
Finn Balor right now is in complete control of Cody, and he knows it.
And now Cody rolling out to the floor. But he is in a whole lot of trouble. Look at Finn Balor. Over the top, and he got him.
Well, both of these dudes have really let it all hang out here tonight.
Balor has him up in the air, and look, what's Dom Mysterio doing over here? Get him out of here, referee.
Went for the big knee, nobody home, and now, oh my God, he just drove him head first into the stairs almost.
Cody. Hold on, what is going on here? Distracted again. Rhea Ripley distracting him. And Cody Rhodes is in trouble. This could be it. Finn Balor with a win as a result of the outside interference.
Well, there was no interference. What are you talking about?
Rhea Ripley distracting Cody Rhodes not on one but two different occasions here.
Well, that's on him. Hey, you've got to stay focused. You can't be distracted so easily.
Here is your winner,
Well, it looks like things are all better right now when it comes to the Judgment Day.
Well, we'll find out for sure at Payback. Until then, all bets are off.
Hey, Bayley, you in Damage Control, you might think that you pulled one off here tonight, but you better think again. You see, I've already put a call in to someone who knows you really well, and she is more than happy to be our 6-person tag team member come Payback. You're gonna find out that it's not just a name. It's gonna be an experience for every member of Damage Control. I'll see you at Payback, bitch.
Raquel Rodriguez says she's got a partner. Who do you think that's going to be?
is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 367 pounds, Ilya Dragunov and JD McDonough, the Nexus.
Well, I've got no idea who she's got in mind, but it's somebody who knows Bayley and has an axe to grind, perhaps. I don't know.
It has been an absolutely unbelievable episode of Raw here tonight. Want to thank everybody joining us here live on the Nation Network. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. And here come the reigning tag team champions, ladies and gentlemen.
Their opponents, at a combined weight of 478 pounds, the Raw Tag Team Champions, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Well, they're the Unified Tag Team Champions. 2K can't figure out how to put two tag team titles on an entrance, so you're only going to see one set, but they have the blue brand as well.
Bell sounds, action's underway, and look at this tie up in the middle of the ring. Kevin Owens getting things started out with Ilya Dragunov, and unlike the match we saw with the Nexus earlier on tonight, we do not see Wade Barrett at ringside.
Well, he probably doesn't figure he needs to be at ringside. His team's done a pretty good job up till now. They're undefeated. The Nexus have not taken a backward step since making their appearance almost a month ago.
Dragunov now with a nice senton splash right there, and this crowd not at all happy with Ilya Dragunov, I can tell you that right here. Putting Sami Zayn in the corner, tag is made, and now JD McDonough going to have an opportunity to come into this match off the top rope. Flying shoulder tackle, and down goes Kevin Owens.
JD McDonough, I'll tell you, I'm real impressed with this kid. He's very quick, very agile, able to get things done in the ring.
He just got clocked right there by Kevin Owens, and Owens has him up. And he drops him unceremoniously. McDonough coming up with a series of forearm shots. What's he going to do here now? Oh, nice Spanish fly, just planting Sami Zayn. Or I beg your pardon, Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn reaching for the tag. Big boot to the face. And now Owens brings him over to the corner, and here comes a tag made. And here comes Sami Zayn for the first time tonight.
Well, we mentioned earlier on, Sami Zayn, this is his first chance at some retribution against the Nexus for what they've done to him.
A lot of people wondering if Sami Zayn is at 100% for this match. He suffered a brutal beatdown ringside. And now Sami going all the way to the top rope. Connecting with that one, but that one did as much damage to him as it did JD McDonough.
Well, it may have, but the end result is it did do damage to JD McDonough.
And now JD going to work on Sami. Trying to pick up his, oh, there's that move right there, that double stop to the chest. Follows it up with a standing moonsault, and I'll tell you what, whether you like him or not, you have to respect this young man's in-ring ability because he is truly the future of professional wrestling, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know what I love about the Nexus right now is they're living up to my creed, my credo, my motto: win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat.
Oh, and Ilya Dragunov went for broke and missed. Sami go for the DDT. Not gonna happen.
Good move by Dragunov. He was ready for him.
Running power bomb. Sami Zayn rattled by that one, and how much do you think the effects of that beatdown a couple of weeks ago still coming through at this point? This is his first in-ring competition since that beatdown.
Well, you know, not just the damage that's been done because of that maneuver, but I also want to talk a little bit about the PTSD, the post-traumatic stress, that he's in the ring with the same guys that just did that damage to him very recently, and it's a thing. Psychologically, Sami might not be nearly 100%, even if his body were.
They are doing a hell of a job on Sami Zayn right now. And JD McDonough with a stomp to the head. Give me a break. The tag team champions. Titles not on the line here tonight. Will not be the case for much longer, though.
Well, we know for sure, come payback, it'll be payback. And the tag team titles will be on the line. Will they be able to maintain them? Will they be able to hand them a loss, which, again, up till now, nobody's been able to do?
Look at that series of forearm shots. And now putting the boots to Sami Zayn here in the corner. I beg your pardon, Kevin Owens.
Well, it's just getting from bad to worse if you're Kevin Owens.
Left him wide open for that one. And now, Dragunov. Rolling out to the floor, and now Kevin Owens taking a shot at JD McDonough, but he can't get him off the apron. Drops him on the apron.
Ilya Dragunov trying to swipe away at him, but he can't get his hands on him yet. But he did the smart thing, in my opinion. He stayed inside the squared circle. Let him come out to you.
Shout out to Retro Sports Gaming. Welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us here. Kevin Owens finds himself in a compromised position. Now German suplex. Oh, my goodness.
Well, he poked the dragon and now woke him up, and this is a dangerous place to be.
What a clothesline. Dragging off. What's he got in mind here? Going all the way up to the top rope. Sami Zayn looked like he was going to try and take him out. The senton connects. Hooks the leg. It'll be a big win if he can get it. There's one. There's two.
And if it weren't for the save right there, it would be all over.
There's a devastating shot to the head. Hooks the leg, and Kevin Owens might be out, but he got the shoulder up. Might have just knocked him cold with that one.
Kevin Owens able to grab the bottom rope, but Sami Zayn also there in time to make the save.
We've got action inside the square circle. We've got action outside the square circle. And now takes him down. He's got the shoulders down on the mat and manages to kick out the back door.
Went for another big senton. This time nobody there. Kevin Owens tried to get up and he couldn't. He might be very badly hurt right now.
DDT connecting. Things not going well right now for the tag team champions. Look at that back chop.
He wound up and hit him with a tornado chop to the chest that knocked the man down hard.
Tag made again, the double team by the Nexus. Looking really good against the tag team champions. Double shoulder block. Sami Zayn trying to get the tag. Swing and a miss. Both men miss, and Kevin Owens able to make the tag just in the nick of time. And now, I don't think JD McDonough realized it.
No, I don't think he saw it at all, but he makes a great job of recovering. And if we think Kevin Owens is injured, I'll tell you right now, I can guarantee you Sami Zayn is feeling the aftershock of what happened 3 weeks ago.
Back body drop. Gets him high up into the air. Dragunov chopping away on the chest. And now a double team and a devastating clothesline holding that neck. Kevin Owens having to make the save once again. Otherwise, this match would have been over. Sami Zayn with the Irish whip sends him to the ropes. Back out front, swing and a miss. Sami's got him up. Nice suplex, and Dragunov right back to his feet. Look at this.
Well, Ilya Dragunov has taken a lot of punishment, and he bounces right back up. Sami a little bit frustrated, I believe.
Well, understandably so. He's hitting him with some vicious offense, and Dragunov just shaking it off like it was nothing. To the ropes he goes, back out front. The two men collide head to head, and Dragunov once again. Has him down, and wait a minute. Oh, that's gonna do some damage.
Nice reversal that time by Sami Zayn, and he's going to have to find a way to get out of that corner. He's in the wrong part of town.
Went for the haluva kick, and he paid the price. Look at this, he caught him.
Well, everybody is countering, and right now it might just come down to who pulls out the big one.
Shoulders are down. Save was made. He got him. He got him.
Wow, what an impressive victory indeed for the Nexus here over the tag team champions.
Heading into Judgement, into Payback, I beg your pardon. Look at this. Adding insult to injury. Fans, what's going to happen at Payback when the tag team titles are on the line? The Nexus continue their winning ways here on Raw.